In a special episode of the Palm Beach Current, I am joined by Damien Murray, who is a candidate for the Palm Beach City Council, to talk about his campaign and all the things important to him here in Palm Beach Gardens. Happy to be joined today with City Council candidate Damien Murray from Palm Beach Gardens. Damien, thanks for joining us.
Hi, how you doing, Chris?
Good. So, we'll jump right into it. You've got a big election here next Tuesday. I'd love to get the word out to people who you are, what your campaign is about. So let's jump into some questions. You've lived here for quite a while. How long have you been here for now?
I actually came in 1994. I came to watch for the World Cup. Ireland. I'm originally from Ireland, and I came over to watch the World Cup and follow them around the United States. So they had two games in Florida, and I had a friend of mine living here. So after it, I was like, this is a beautiful place to stay. So,
and here you are a long time later. It's hard to believe 1994 was, 22 years ago, or 20 more, 30, right? 32 years. So yeah, I mean, it's wild to think. So obviously it made a big impression on you. What made you want to run for this council seat?
Well, I was involved in the soccer club for many, many years, and just dealing with the city and seeing what's going on with the city right now. I really feel as if I can make a difference, especially with all the infrastructure going on and the overdevelopment. And, I'm seeing that for like smart development. Hear a lot of people complaining again about the infrastructure, like the roads and PGA and North Lake especially. And I think I can make a difference. I've learned over the years in soccer how to deal with people. I was there for 17 years. And just, trying to get solutions. Nobody might like the solution, but, at the end, we came to a fair compromise. One of the issues I know has been going on is the city and the county have been at loggerheads for quite a few years, with lawsuits flying left, right, and center, which has not helped Palm Beach Gardens or, the road issues, because we have to work together. So that's where I think I can make a difference. And, with the county, especially with our new administration.
Right. Now with the administration, obviously you've been out there talking to residents. I've seen quite a few signs around town. There's a lot of people talking about this election. What concerns outside of the road issues that you're seeing in North Lake and PGA, what concerns are you hearing the most from people?
I think the biggest concerns I'm getting is they're not getting what they need from city staff. Like the ice ring went up, and that kind of, they weren't fully informed. The local people were not local who lived there until it was too late. So that's where I'm kind of, more meetings where residents have more of a voice in the city. That's what I think is really what is needed to help the city grow. Other issues is property taxes. I mean, we're bringing in an absolute ton of money with developments. And I know property taxes didn't go up this year, but honestly, if I'm on the board, on the city council, I will really strive to bring this property taxes back down again.
Yeah, no, I think it's a great point in terms of, the DeSantis administration is talking about potentially eliminating property tax altogether, right? But even before that, I mean, I'll speak as a Palm Beach Gardens resident, buying a new home about a year ago and seeing the amount of money that I pay in taxes. I mean, it's an incredible amount compared to the person that was living in this house previous to me. Right. And what are you doing with all that money? Right. I mean, I would love to see more accountability from a resident standpoint. If I'm coming to you, how do you differentiate yourself from your opponent in terms of some of the things that you would like to accomplish?
Well, I'm really out there. I've thrown my phone number on every piece of literature I have. I want to hear from residents because, we can't fix stuff unless people, if we hear from the residents themselves. And again, as I said, I leave my phone number out there because I want to help them and deal with city staff. But I think that again, it's just communication and being there for the residents are the ones who responsible for the city. The city city council and staff report to the residents.
Right, and then obviously this place is growing like crazy. I can't imagine from 1994 till now, how much different this place must look. It feels like every 2 months that goes by now, it looks different. We used to just think in season, a lot more people were here.
Yeah,
And
the snowbirds, right? The
right?
snowbirds.
Yeah, the traffic got a lot better outside of season. Now I really don't think we have a season. I mean, so many people have come here, especially after COVID. They didn't leave. They saw the character and the charm of this place and how nice of a place it was to live. I'm curious, Damien, in terms of
And on that, Chris, too many projects have been approved without enough consideration for like traffic infrastructure and the quality of life. This is a very different place than where it was 30 years ago.
right. Well, you're exactly right. I mean, it doesn't matter what time of day you go out. I say to myself all the time, do people actually work? Because the amount of cars on the road at 2:00 in the afternoon, 8:00 at night, it doesn't matter if you're on PGA, North Lake, wherever. Where are all these people going? It gets me when I come off of 95 North at like 8:00 in the morning. The line of traffic that's going off PGA to go east.
Oh,
where are
crazy,
they
right?
all going? Where's everybody going?
And it's really dangerous too because it's just backing up all the way. So,
Right.
I mean, there is some stuff going out there. I mean, they are looking at a potential 95 exit on Central. That is something I think they are looking at because again, there's got to be some solutions because it's especially those two, North Lake and PGA, are just parking lots at this stage.
Right. Well, and the question I was driving at is how do you envision we balance, the character and charm of the city, preserving neighborhoods while at the same time experiencing this explosive growth? I mean, what's your take on that?
Well, instead of the overdevelopment, which I think is going on right now, we just need to have smart development. We just need to build whatever we need necessary, like, if it's businesses or restaurants or, small businesses. I mean, building, 400 units is not helping the situation, especially off 95, because, there's one there and there's also another one going to be on the end, even though it's Lake Park, it's at the corner of US 1 and North Lake. All those people are going to be driving up North Lake Boulevard into through Palm Beach Gardens.
Right. Yeah, no, it's a really, really good point. And in terms of where we go as a community, I think you're right. I mean, other than reading things online, I didn't know anything about a new ice rink until it actually took shape, right? Or even, there's a variety of things that happen in this town that seems like it comes in overnight. You had no idea it was going to happen. And people point towards, do you want to grow or do you want to stay, stagnant, right? I see this a lot in Juno Beach right now. That's a nice little beachside community. They started to have a lot of growth over there too, and people rightfully are upset about it. But who's making these decisions? Obviously, it's politicians and people. Right. You hate to think special interests, but I mean, let's not be naive, right? I mean, there's people influencing what happens here tremendously on a daily basis.
I mean, all the donations I've had from my campaign, these are, regular people, small businesses or, just regular people who know me and know what I've done in the past. My opponent's got a lot of builder money behind her. So,
right.
And the other roads, it's not just, some roads in the town as well. It's also out west in western communities with Avenir. I mean, the traffic out there is nuts as well because they have 2 lanes coming in. And I don't quite understand, that project getting approved. Well, the infrastructure was obviously not there in place. And I know there's quite a few upset residents who live there because, they didn't expect what they're getting now, which I know they're trying to find solutions for it, but why are we finding solutions after the development was built? I don't understand that.
Well, if you look at that development as well, I've talked to a number of people that live in there that were from out of town, right? And they moved down here from other places. Some people sight unseen, right? Avenir is marketed beautifully from a real estate perspective. And if I were to look at it and say, I need a place, it says it's in Palm Beach Gardens. This looks beautiful. Look at the clubhouse. Look at this. But then people started to see the infrastructure problem and you just had one road in, one road out, and a lot of promises to build around the airport out there and everything else, right? So I think that's a really good example in terms of things that people need to be educated on, these projects that people need more information on. And as residents, we should have a say in. There should be more discussion. You mentioned soccer, Damien, and I do know you from your time managing that, right? I mean, that's a great place to get to know all of the different people within the town. You have all different types of personality. I mean, you'd be hard pressed to find any family in Palm Beach Gardens that didn't have a kid that went through that program. So uniquely.
Or a soccer ball in the garage, the Predator soccer ball in the garage, right?
Yeah, a Predator soccer ball in the garage, a coach's shirt, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
But having been a part of that for so long, what types of things would you like to bring from that leadership there to the city council? Because I think you did a lot of great things when you were with the soccer program.
Right. And just go up on the whole Avenir point is that, they were promised at the very beginning that they were going to build fields out there as well, which didn't happen because they built a golf course. So now you have all these young families out there who are driving back up North Lake to try and get into town to play in the soccer fields or whatever sports they were playing. So,
right.
Yeah,
and you get a lot of traffic coming up that way too. It's not easy, right? I mean, I had families on my team last night that came 10 minutes late because they were stuck in traffic and it wasn't what it normally is, right? And we hear that all the time. What it was a 20-minute trip is a 40-minute trip. A 10-minute trip is a 20-minute trip. I mean, things are taking much longer. So,
right. But on this soccer, so the one thing I learned, I mean, again, I was there for 17 years, dealing with people's kids and, there is a very challenging sometimes. I think I just really communicated very well. I had a really strong vision of what I believed it should be. And I think it worked. I mean, we won Club of the Year for Florida Youth Soccer Association in 1 year. And it's just listening, holding meetings, and understand, as I tell anyone who, only some of these kids who are at the soccer fields, you don't know what happened just in the car. Kids act out all the time. You can't just bury them because they might act up, but you don't know what just happened. So, I was always a great believer in that. Kids getting punished for playing time for, not showing up for practice. I always had the standard joke, not joke, but a comment of, the kids don't drive the car. Trust me, the kids want to come. It's the parents who are the issues. So, I was always open-minded to new things. I was always trying to improve it every single year. And I really wanted to make a difference in the community, not just being a soccer club for kids. And I think I really did. We have a program called, and I'm still involved in Top Soccer, which is a special needs program, which has won numerous awards, state awards, and usually about 70 kids a season, and 110 buddies who are aligned with the kids. Those kids actually come from the local high schools, so they get community service hours. It really is a truly amazing soccer thing, and it kind of puts everyone in perspective of what other people go through in life. You think it's hard. Well, you come to our soccer fields for our TOPS program, you really see what hard is. I also was really proud of it. We used to hold a Kick for the Cure every year, which was a breast cancer awareness, and we raised over $100,000 over the years. And we also had the Ryan Rogers Scholarship Fund, which is basically helping soccer players who were part of our program be recreational or competitive and offset some of the college expenses. Last year, they gave out over $100,000. So I really believe we made a difference, or I made a difference in the community.
Yeah, no, and I would totally echo that, right? I mean, in all the seasons that I coached soccer in that league and still do today, I always enjoyed your tenacity, right? I mean, you were out there, you always had everybody's best interest at heart, and you led by example. You'd be putting all the flags up, pulling the goalposts around, making sure the kids were okay if somebody got hurt, yelling at a coach if they didn't play someone enough, right? And you cared, right? I mean, that tenacity showed, and so I certainly, I'm interested to see what you could do on the city council here, because I know I've seen it for years, the tenacity that you display on a daily basis. That is not an easy job to have to embark on. Every night there's soccer, every day. Those fields are pristine. We have teams like MLS teams and World Cup caliber and Premier League caliber teams coming in to train there. That's a testament to you and the other people that have worked on those committees and teams. And I think it's huge, right? I mean, we're a small town in the grand scheme of things, even though we're growing, but it would be hard pressed to find someone that I would come across in my circle that isn't familiar with you by name or the Irish guy that ran the league, right?
Yeah. And the fields themselves are amazing. I mean, I have to give credit to the city as well. But it kind of fell into our lap because they wanted to put a baseball stadium there, but the residents kicked up a fuss. So we were like option number 2, and this worked out really, really well.
Yeah.
So, And you are right; it's incredible. I think it's the fourth biggest club in Florida. So when you look at the number, that's incredible. For again, in the scheme of things, Palm Beach Gardens is pretty small compared to the rest of Florida.
Right. But I think it would be easy to say without even seeing the other towns or cities. We have the best facilities that you could possibly hope for. Anyone that comes into that town, if somebody comes from out of town to see a game or an opposing player comes in, then their eyes light up and they say, "Oh, I've never seen anything like this for kids."
I love the kids, especially the kids. One year there was kids from Miami came up and they literally came on the field on their knees, just like rub the grass to make sure it was like real.
Right. Yeah. So, no, it is special. So yeah, I mean, I think if we look at the soccer program as a microcosm of what you could do for the community, it speaks volumes to know where you could go. Damien,
I will not be a rubber stamper. Let's put it that way. I'm not.
I believe it. I believe that. Just a few more questions for you before we wrap up. If you were able to secure enough votes to win this next week, if you're elected, what does success look like for you by the end of your term?
Success truly will be to try and get control of the infrastructure issues, to have more committees set up where people get more input from residents. And that will be truly success.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I think we talked about it a lot. The infrastructure thing is huge, and communication, being able to talk to the people that you represent in the community and fight for them, right? Like,
my main aim will be to try and get it to as many homeowners meetings as I possibly can, get out there. And because that's how you fill your committees is, you go to these homeowner meetings and you get the one or two guys asking us questions. I'm like, okay, you know what? Are you going to put your mouth where, are you going to, if you think so strongly about something, come and join a committee. Give me your opinions,
Right.
That's how you build it up.
Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, everybody has an opinion, but you need those types of people to come and stand behind you, and then you can fight for them knowing what they're looking for. So I think it makes sense. This part of the episode, I like to ask a lot of similar questions because I think it sparks some good conversation. But what's your favorite restaurant that you go to in the area? If you had to pick one place, what's your favorite place to eat at?
I'm a big Indian guy, so it's Indus, which is down in West Palm.
Ah, very nice. Also a big Indian guy. And I don't think I've been there, so I'll have to try.
Best Indian by a mile.
All right, good to know. I thought you were going to say the concession stand over at the Gardens Park. So that's that.
That's how I ended up with a heart condition.
What's your hidden gem? What's the place, small business, service provider? What's your go-to place that you want to give a shout out to in the area?
I suppose it has to be Paddy Max. I mean, he was a friend of mine. He's the former roommate. So, absolutely Paddy Max.
Man, second person that's been on the show that's called out Paddy Max, and you've both been Irish. So that's no coincidence. And then I guess this is well suited for a guy like you in the position that you're in. If you were to move here or you just moved here, what would be the first thing you think you'd want a new person to experience here in the area? What's unique to here that's unlike anywhere else?
I think the restaurants are fantastic. I mean, that's the one thing which in the last 30 years has taken off is the food is really, really, we got great variety of food in Palm Beach Gardens.
You mean better,
I think
better than Ireland? Better than Ireland?
Yeah, Irish food's pretty good.
Yeah.
Irish food, but I think the facilities, the recreational facilities we have in the city are really second to none. Be it pickleball, baseball, soccer. I mean, all the different facilities we have really are tremendously taken care of. And, it's just a great outdoor life, right?
Yeah, no, you definitely cannot debate that. Damien, I appreciate all your time. Before we get out of here, if you could just tell the audience if they want to learn more about your campaign, or I know you've been working really hard to fundraise and people could donate money if they'd like. Where's the best way to get in touch with you or learn more about you?
Thanks, Chris. Yes, the election is next Tuesday, March 10th. And my website is damienmurray.com. And I would really appreciate your vote. I promise you I will make a difference on City Council and represent the residents.
All right. Well, perfect. Thank you, Damien. Make sure everybody gets something and votes on Tuesday. And always good to catch up with you. Thanks again.
Thanks, Chris.